July 9th, 1918, Nashville, Tennessee. Behind this Publix that didn't exist in 1918. Locomotive engineer William Lloyd is about 6 miles away from his retirement. After more than 30 years of working for the Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis Railroad, he's guiding the #1 overnight train from Memphis to Nashville's Union Station one final time. But as the locomotive enters Dutchman's Curve, he notices something alarming. Another locomotive barreling down the tracks toward him. Seconds later, the two engines collide at more than 100 miles per hour, creating a deafening roar that's heard 2 miles away. Perplexed by this noise, tens of thousands of Nashville residents drop what they're doing and investigate. And what they find is a scene so gruesome, heads, limbs, bodies torn in half, that butchers are called in to assist with the cleanup. Because if anyone can stomach all the blood and dismemberment, it's butchers. The most astounding thing about the Great Train Wreck of 1918, though, is that no one really remembers it. To this day, it's the deadliest rail accident in U.S. history, claiming the lives of more than 101 people, and still, it took 90 years just to get this historic marker commemorating the tragedy. Perhaps even more disconcerting is that the butcher counter at the aforementioned Publix is likely located in an area where, or near where, butchers surveyed the scene a century earlier. So how is it that an event so grisly, so memorable, is something that most Americans, let alone Nashvillians, don't remember? According to Nashville attorney and historian David Ewing, it likely has to do with 2 reasons. The first is because a majority of the people who died in the accident were African Americans in the segregated Jim Crow era South. They were seated in Civil War era wooden cars, and when the trains collided, these essentially were smashed into pieces by the cars behind them, where white people were sitting. The second is because the accident happened during America's peak involvement in World War I. As Ewing points out in the podcast Curious Nashville, quote, "We had thousands of troops fighting in the war, and when this train wreck happened on Tuesday, the Tennessean the next day had a big headline about it, and then Wednesday, Thursday there was some mention of it, but by Friday, the names of the dead of the war had replaced the dead of the train accident." He adds that in the week prior to the wreck, 703 American soldiers died in Europe, while 647 died during the week of the crash. Quote, "So when 101 people get killed in a train crash in Nashville, Tennessee, relatively speaking, it's not as big of a story." And so you get this greenway, a small historical marker, and this Publix. What's an important bit of history in your area that no one seems to remember? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to check out the new season of Craft Brew Review with Alabama Boss on Rated Red's YouTube channel. I'm Christopher Pilney.
Well, that lime's a little big, but we'll get it in there. That's what she said. Hey everybody, I'm Alabama Boss, and this is Craft Brew Review. I'm open-minded with my beer. This one comes out of San Diego, instantly a turnoff. But I'll try anything, if pressured and paid to do it. I don't even make the sound, fail number 1. Today, we're going to the dark side, the stouts. Oh, this beer is vegan. We're gonna be sucking on some loggerheads. Man, what in the hell kind of top? Oh my God, Mexican Import Edition. Mexico! Turn it back over, son of a bitch, she's a spewer. Sour Edition. Oh, damn. The redneck bio's gonna get the fuck out. We've decided to conquer expired beer. It lingers, I'll give it that, like a tick on the nutsack. Hazy IPA Edition. Looks like creek water. Forged in collaboration. Why are they doing these collaborations? Is it that hard to make this shit? When I put it in my mouth, it's nice, but when I swallow, it's really bad. Don't use that.